Hi students, we are going to begin chapter 3 in Quickbooks. So before we begin chapter 3, the number one thing that we're supposed to do is just make sure that our chart of accounts is correct. So what I would like you to do is go back in to Quickbooks and sign in using your user ID and your password. So what we're going to do to make sure we're in the right place, the assignments we completed in chapter 2 along with the homework, all of that needs to be updated to make sure we start on the right track. We can go to reports, go to account list, and select account list. Reports, we can go to account list, just trying to find account list here. I guess I can type on account list and find that and then see the account list that you have up. Another way we can find it is through the navigation bar. We can go to accounting, and the chart of accounts. Okay, so there are a lot of ways we can go and find the same thing. We can run this report. Okay, we can also go to the gear icon and click on chart of accounts and run the report. I'm just showing you a bunch of different ways to get to the same end goal here. Okay, so what we want to do is look at figures 1A and 1B here that show the account list and the chart of accounts. We did update some accounts in our exercise 2.2. We want to make sure that our chart of accounts looks just like this before we move on. So what I want you to do is I want you to look at your chart of accounts. And if it isn't just like this, so for example, 101, 105, 115, we've got them, 123, 125, 130, 133, 135, 137. And then some of these items we can make inactive. So that's what I want to talk about, is how we can go about making that inactive for us. So I'm just going to go back to the icon and chart of accounts, and this accumulated amortization, chart of accounts, we're going to make inactive some of these accounts here. So I do want to, accounts payable, we'll have at 201, loan payable at 205. Accounts payable 201, loan payable 205. So all of these items here, I'm going to click on them. I'm sorry about the dog barking outside. At least it's nice out to where I can have my window open. But I'm going to click on all of those, and I am going to batch, make inactive. I'm making 17 accounts inactive. Okay? So now you're seeing we've come to accounts payable and loan payable. Accounts payable and loan payable. And then we should find common stock 301 and retained earnings. So we should find common stock and retained earnings. So this group that do not have account numbers, I'm going to click on those also. And we are going to make those inactive because I want our accounts to look just like the book. So we're going to make those inactive. There are 12 there that I made inactive. As we begin again, and if you did this in the previous chapter, that's great. I'm just getting to it now. Then we've got open balance equity, owner's investment, owner's pay and personal expenses. Open balance equity. I'm just going to get rid of open balance equity. I'm going to keep. Owner's investment. I don't see that one. And owner's pay and personal expenses. So what I am going to do though is I'm going to get rid of accumulated adjustment, additional pay and capital, shareholders equity, contributions, distributions, and treasury stock. I'm just going to go that you get that is right there. Okay. Now I do see owner's investment. This is going to be an equity, owner's equity. So I'm just going to create that. I'm going to create a new account here. Equity. I'm going to have it under owner's investment. Owner's equity. And this is going to be called owner's investment. Now I don't have a number for it yet. I'm just adding it so I can match this. Owner's pay and personal expenses I'm going to have in here. Owner's pay and personal expenses. Owner's pay and personal expenses. Okay. Then we've got sales of 401, professional fees of 403. Sales of 401, professional fees of 403. I'm just going to delete these. Now, I'm just looking at mine and trying to understand 401, 403. I must have knocked out something, not meaning to. Sales should be 401. Sales income, sales of product income. So this should be 401. And I'm going to put this in as 401. And then I have 403 here, the professional fees. Next, billable expense income, shipping income. Shipping income, I don't see a billable expense income. Maybe I just kicked it out. Billable expense income, I might have just done that. Income. Sale of product income. Sales of product income. And this will be called billable expense income. Billable expense income. And I'll save that. Then I have shipping income. We have it right there. Now, I have uncategorized income right there. And then from there, I've got cost of goods sold right here. Now, I'm just going to make this inactive and then make my other cost of goods sold 501. I'm just cleaning it up, guys. That's all I'm doing. So I'm going to make this one 501. I'm trying to keep it to where there will be no issues when you work on these chapters. Advertising and marketing we should have at 601. And in the meantime, I'm going to just get rid of these. Then we have bank charges and fees, 603, conventions, 604. What is missing for 603? Bank charges and fees, 603. I know I put that in here somewhere, but obviously I didn't save it or I did something wrong with it. So we will add it now. Expenses, we'll have bank charges, expenses, bank charges, and we'll call this bank charges and fees 603. Make that 603. And save. Okay. Another account is already using 603. So what is using 603? Bank charges. Well, that is it. That is where it should be. So I guess it's in here. I thought I put it in. We've got conventions, 604. Just trying to figure out where my 603 is. There it is. So I'm just going to make that inactive and because I want it to follow where it needs to be here. 603. Just gonna edit that, take away the number, and then from there, expenses, bank, no, expenses, bank charges, and this was going to be called bank charges and fees for 603. Then you have conventions, 604. Then we will have 605, dues, depreciation, and 609. 605, 7, and 9. Then we have 611 to be insurance expense, 613, interest expense. I'm going to get rid of these inactive accounts. Job supplies is 615. Well, where is it? Well, I'll put it in here because I don't see it. So, I know I put it in here, guys. Expenses, supplies and materials, job supplies. Expenses, supplies and materials, job supplies. $615. So it's being used. I just need to find out where it's being used. 615. I am going to edit that because obviously it's not following in the order that I would like. So I'm just creating expenses, job, or sorry guys, supplies and materials, and then job supplies, 615. Okay, then 617, legal and professional. Oh my gosh. As you can see, I know I put that in, legal and professional. I just don't know where I put it. and wherever I put it, it's not showing how I want it to show. So guys, I hope you're learning from me. You can make mistakes and you can fix them, okay? Legal and professional, and we're going to call it legal and professional services. I believe that was 617. I'll confirm it. Yep. Then we have meals and entertainment, 619. I'm going to see where that is showing up. Again, I think entertainment meals. I don't know what I did to not have it show how I want it to show. So at this time, I'm just going to show an expense, entertainment meals, expense, entertainment meals, and then we're going to show here meals and entertainment 619. Okay. Next, office supplies and software 621. Well, once again, I did something goofy, so I'm going to just edit that. And I'm going to show new expenses. And we're going to show that under General, Office General Administrative. And this is going to be called Office Supplies and Software. Okay. Next, rent and lease 623. Renter expenses, rent or lease of building. Rent or lease or building. Let me just cancel that. Whoops. New. Expense. Rent or lease of buildings. And then the account name that we will use is Rent and Lease 623. Okay. We've got repairs and maintenance, expenses, repairs and maintenance. Repairs and maintenance, $625. $627, shipping and delivery. Again, guys, I am sorry, I'm redoing all these. I think I just need to start with expenses, and then shipping, freight, and delivery will be this next one. Shipping, freight, and delivery. And then the account name, shipping and delivery expense. $627. Another account is already using this name. Okay. Shipping and delivery, expenses. See if I can use that. $627. Shipping and delivery. $629 is stationery. Then we have our telephone. $635 is utilities. And categorized is $701. So I'm just going to make inactive this grouping here. Then as we look here, I see and ask my accountant, car and truck, contractors, other business, reimbursable, taxes, and license. I'm just going to make these inactive. Okay. And let's just see what I'm missing here. 701. Ask my accountant. Utilities. So I'll add expense, utilities, ask my accountant. Expense, utilities, ask my accountant. Next, car and truck, expenses, auto, new, expenses, car and truck, well, I bet that's auto, and this is car and truck. Sorry about that. Contractors, payroll expense, new, payroll expense, contractors, other business expenses, other general, other business expenses, reimbursed expenses, and then taxes and license. So what I'm trying to do is have everything identical to what we see. Let's see here. Excuse me, taxes paid, and this is called taxes and license. So I apologize for it taking so long there, but basically what you will see now is a report that will look identical to the figures in 31A and 31B. Okay? If some of your accounts need to be edited, do that before continuing, which is what we just did. So now we're going to look at a journal entry. This is a transaction which there's at least a debit and credit lines. Each distribution line will include an account from the chart of accounts, and we know the debits must equal the credits. So when you record a journal entry in QuickBooks Online, it labels the transaction journal on reports that list transactions. You can also enter other types of transactions using specialized screens such as checks, receive payments, bills, bank deposits, and transfers. So the following transaction is is the initial investment to establish the student name sales and service that we're creating here. We've got the date, the owners investing $50,000 cash along with $10,000 in computer equipment in the company in exchange for common stock. So from the dashboard, we're going to click New. We are then going to select the journal entry. So you see from the dashboard, we're going to click New. We're going to go to Journal Entry. From here, you'll see our first journal entry. We are going to click the date, October 1st, 2023. So we'll show this to be October 1st, 2023. We'll select 101 checking. Okay, so we'll start with the account 101. See, that's our checking account. We're going to debit $50,000. Then we're going to select computer equipment and key in $10,000. So I'm going to look at computer equipment, which would be number 135. Computer equipment. We'll make that $10,000. Okay. Then we're going to select common stock, which is account 301. So we'll go and select 301, common stock, and we'll put in 60,000 there, or it automatically will show. And we're going to type in owner invested cash and computer equipment for stock. Owner invested cash and computer equipment for stock. Okay? So you see what we've done is it's journal entry 1. We had the date, October 1st of 23, because we are in the 2023 tax year. We debited our checking, we debited our computer equipment, and we credited common stock. What we'll do now is we will click the arrow to save and new. Okay, save and close will allow it to close, but if we hit save and new, that entry has been saved and a new journal entry pops up for us. Okay? Next, after recording the owner investment, let's go look at the account list. So we will get out of here. We can look at reports. Scroll down to the account list. Where is the account list? I think this happened to me, but oh, there it is. We'll go to the account list. Observe that checking, computer equipment, and common stock show a new balance. So if we go over here, we can see that we have $50,000 balance in our checking, $10,000 balance in our computer equipment, and our common stock is sitting at a $60,000 credit balance. Okay? Since you've invested in computer equipment, which is a fixed asset, QuickBooks automatically created an inventory asset account. We'll learn more in Chapter 4 of adding products and services. Return to the dashboard. Observe that the checking account now shows a balance of $50,000. Our checking account right here shows $50,000. Okay. Next, the transaction register shows the QuickBooks checking account activity. The transaction register includes the information to record entries for the month of October. Within Chapter 3, you enter October 1st through 17th transactions. In Exercise 3.1, you'll enter transactions for October 19th through October 30th. Remember, this work is cumulative. You have to complete all the transactions within the chapter. If you don't, your report is going to be incorrect. Okay? So, to record check 1010, which is showing here, we're going to go to the Create menu, click New, select Check in the Vendors list. So we're going to go to the Create menu, and in the Vendors, we're going to go to a check. For purposes of verifying check numbers and transaction registers, the check page is used. Complete these fields in the check page. We're going to choose a payee. We're going to type in Lake Insurance. We're going to add new, and we're going to type in the company name, Lake Insurance. Okay, we'll save that. After clicking Save, Lake Insurance shows up. We're going to show the date to be October 2nd of 2023. October 2nd of 2023. Our check number is going to be check 1010. The category is going to be called Prepaid Insurance. Prepaid Insurance. And we're going to have an amount of $3,000. Okay. Compare this page with the one you've got. And you want to make sure you have Lake Insurance, you have the bank account, you have $3,000, you have the payment date of October 2nd, and we're going to show paid insurance for 1 year. We're going to type in the description, paid insurance for 1 year. We're going to save and close. Okay? After selecting Save and New, I guess I collected Save and Close, you'll see the balance shows $47,000. So if I go back here and then do a new vendor, check, you'll see we've got check 1011 coming up with a balance here of $47,000. Okay? Now, using this register, we're going to enter check numbers 1011 through 1017. We'll make sure we use the current year, and we'll add the payee names as vendors. So here on check 1011, the date will be October 3rd. We're going to have the U.S. Post Office. And for $47, we're going to use the account 627. Okay. Then check 1012 is going to be for Chronicle News on October 3rd. October 3rd, Chronicle News. This will be account 605 for $75. Next, SPR Gas, check 1013. This was paid on October 4th. SPR Gas. This will be Utilities, $635 for $79. Now I could say paid the monthly utility bill. Okay. Next, check 1014 was paid on October 5th. And this is Conlin Rentals. Conlin Rentals, prepaid rent for 3 months, account 123. Conlin Rentals. Prepaid rent for 3 months. Account 123 for $6,000. Prepaid rent, $6,000. We've got office suppliers, October 10th, check 1015. Check 1015, October 10th. And this is office suppliers. we've got office supplies, account 621, 106.52, bought office supplies, purchased office supplies. Next, add a line item to continue. We will. Okay, Western Telephone, October 12th. October 12th. Western Telephone. Paid the monthly bill of $76.19. Paid the monthly telephone bill, $76.19, and this was account 633. Okay. We have one more to go. Then we have Vince Bartell on October 15th. October 15th, Vince Bartell. And it's account 625 for $140. 625 for $140. Okay. Each time a check is issued, the account distribution in the journal is a debit to the appropriate expense account and a credit to checking. So I'm going to save here and close. Okay. On the check page, we could look at the clock icon to see the various recent checks. So you guys can do that piece on your own. Before you continue with sales receipts, check your account settings or preferences. Some of these settings were completed in Chapter 2, but make sure you have them completed. Select Complete 1 through 5. When needed, click on the pencil icon to edit. If the check page is shown, X out, help to close it, select the gear, Accounts and Settings, Company. So we will close out, go to the Accounts and Settings, Company. Well, Accounts and Settings. Let me see what I'm doing wrong. Select the gear, Accounts and Settings. In the Company Type field, select the Edit. So let me go back down here. Okay, here we are. Company type, we will edit. It says the tax form should be a small business corporation, 2 or more owners. Okay, so that is what we show. So we are good with that. Then in the account settings, select sales. Check the sales form content area and products and services. So we will go over here to sales. It says check the sales form content area and products and services to make sure we have this set up. We have net 30. We have none as our preferred delivery method. We have shipping and custom transaction numbers on. We have tags on, and everything here is off. For products and services, we have show products and services column on sales forms. And then we have track quantity and price and inventory quantity. So we have these two on also. Okay? This is to confirm that we have in fact made these adjustments in the previous chapter. In expenses, check the bills and expense area and purchase orders. So expenses, sales and purchase orders. Check the bills and expense area. Bills and expenses, we have the first 3 on. We have these first. Actually, I don't. So I have the first 2 on. They want us to track expenses by customer. I did not have that one on. And the default bill payment terms is net 30 days. Okay. And they want us to use purchase orders, which that is on also. Okay. Make sure the selections are on. Show items table on expense and purchase forms. Show tags field on expense and purchase forms. Track expenses and items by customer. Default to net 30. And we're going to use purchase orders. Then we're going to select advance. And we're going to make sure that sign me out if inactive for greater than 3 hours. We'll go down here. 3 hours. We've got that done. Okay. If you made account and setting changes, the selections may add default accounts to the chart of accounts or account list. So we'll learn more about that in another chapter. Sales receipts. Before entering the sales receipt, add the following customer for cash sales. Then create a non-inventory item for cash sales. For purposes of the cash sales, inventory is not tracked. In Chapter 4, defaults for inventory and vendor purchases are completed. QuickBooks Online owners sold some items for cash before tracking inventory and vendor purchases. So what we're going to do here is we are going from the navigation bar, we're going to select sales and then customers. We're going to add a customer. The customer form appears in the company name field. Type cash sales. Press tab. Make sure the customer display name field shows cash sales. So what we're going to want to do here, we want to see cash sales here. Okay? After selecting save, cash sales is added to the customer. Add non-inventory product or service. So, if cash sales is displayed, select the Product and Services tab, or from the navigation bar, select Sales, Products and Services. Select Add an Item. Add an item. We're going to add a non-inventory item. The non-inventory page appears. Complete these fields. We'll call it cash sales. I sell this product or service to my customers is clicked. And the income account will be 401 sales. Okay? Those are the items we want to put in here, and we're going to save and close. After selecting Save and Close, the Product and Service page appears. The transaction for cash sales is shown here. October 16th, cash sales in the amount of $2,500, sales tax in the amount of $152.50. For a total of $2652.50. Okay? So, what we'll do, so guys, I was having a difficult time, as you could see, being able to edit the account for the sales tax payable. So what I did, and what you will do if that happens to you, is exit out of QuickBooks, save and exit out, and then go back in. That's what I had to do. So now that I went back in and I went to the gear icon, the chart of accounts, I could go down to the Arizona Department of Revenue and I could edit, and it pulled right up. For a while, it wasn't pulling up. There was nothing I could do. When in doubt, just exit and come back in. So then I was able to save it, account 207. Sometimes it just happens. Okay? So before entering the sales receipt, okay, I think we did all that. Well, let me just make sure that we saved that. We did all that. We linked to the customer. We did the cash sales. We set up the sales tax. So what we're going to do here, that the Arizona 207 is part of the chart of accounts. Each time a cash sales recorded, account number 101 checking is debited and account number 401 sales is credited. The account distribution is shown in the journal report. Reports are displayed later in the chapter, but here's what the journal report is going to show for October 16th. We show the checking, the sales, and the Arizona Department of Revenue payable. To verify your checking account balance, go to the dashboard, Business Overview. So we'll go to the dashboard and we'll go to Business Overview, and we'll see that the bank account is sitting at $43,128. $43,128. You can transfer funds between most balance sheet accounts in your chart of accounts, except between accounts payable and accounts receivable. In this transaction, funds are transferred from the checking account to a loan payable. So we'll look here and see. We're going to, on October 17th, after completing the transfer, then we would see account 205 loan payable has a balance of $5,000, and the loan is owed to First Trust Bank. The partial transaction register shows the transfer. So how to record the transfer? We're going to click New and then Transfer. New, and we're going to have an Other Transfer. The transfer page appears. Transfer funds from, we'll select account 205 loan payable. And we'll select type 101 checking. Amount, type 5,000. And we'll put in First Trust Bank. Type October 17th, 2023 as the current day. So here, this is what you should see, and we will close it. Save and close. Transfer account distribution. When this transfer is recorded, the account distribution in the journal report is a debit to checking and a credit to the loan payable. The loan payable will be paid in a later chapter. When that's done, the vendor, First Trust Bank, will be added. For this transaction, the memo includes the vendor's name. We could include the vendor now. We'll just wait until we're ready. To look at the dashboard, business overview, when transactions are recorded, the dashboard shows changes graphically on a bar, a pie, or line charts for profit and loss. So you see, you'll have various information regarding what occurs. The profit and loss bar graph. If we go to the profit and loss bar graph, you'll see it will show the profit and loss for the year. It shows your income and your expenses. When this fiscal year is selected, the pie graph's total expenses show the $523.71. This fiscal year. So you will see the breakdown. Invoices default to the last 365 days. Since there are no open invoices, zeros are shown for unpaid and paid invoices. For sales, if we select this fiscal year, then you will see the income that we've made. Bank accounts shows the balance in the account 101. We can go to registers to see the bank register. Here we can see the register and all the transactions that have occurred. Compare your bank register with this bank register. We should have an ending balance of $28,128.79, and we do. Use reports to view your company and financial information. Reports generate financial statements, transaction details, employee information, and so many other things. If you don't see a report you want, you can customize it. Journals. To see transactions you've entered, display the journal report. You would go to Reports and then select Journals. So you could create the journal. We can custom it for October 1st through October 17th. October 1st through October 17th. Okay. And here you would see the various details. And they look exactly the same, 77, 176, 21, as the screen here. Trial balance. The trial balance shows the debits and credits. So we can record a trial balance from October 1st through October 17th. So we can again run the report for a trial balance. And we can have October 1st through October 17th. And run the report. If your trial balance doesn't agree with the one you see here, do what you can to fix it. Drill down to edit, because we've got to continue to be accurate through this chapter and a few others. Okay, if your trial balance should be the same before adding any additional transactions in exercise 3.1. Export to Excel and save as a PDF. So you are going to want to take this trial balance and you are going to export it and save it as a PDF. And you're going to save it as chapter 3 underscore October 1 to October 17th underscore trial balance. Just make sure I do that right. Whoops. Chapter 3, trial balance. Okay. The profit and loss report discloses money earned and spent. The income statement, we can create a profit and loss. We're going to type in the same ranges. So you're going to go to Reports, Profit and Loss, October 1st through October 17th. October 17th. Okay. 1976-29. We've got it correct. Make sure yours is the same. Export this to Excel and save as a PDF file. So we're going to, oh, wrong one, that's the trial balance. We're going to export this one to Excel. And we are going Thought that's what it said. Export the profit and loss report to Excel and save as a PDF file. So I exported it. That did not do what I wanted it to. There it goes. And then we'll save it as a PDF. We'll save it as Chapter 3, Profit and Loss. Excuse me, let me just make sure I didn't do that wrong. Chapter 3, October 1st to October 17th, Profit and Loss. Okay. October 1st to October 17th, Profit and Loss. Okay. The balance sheet. The balance sheet lists what the company owns and the company's debts and the amount invested in the company. Go to the reports and print the balance sheet. Again, reports, balance sheet, October, first through October 17th. Customize it. Run. And again, your assets should be $67,128.79. Export the balance sheet to Excel and save it as a PDF. Export it to Excel. And save this as a PDF. We have Chapter 3, October 1st to October 17th, balance sheet. Okay. Audit log. There are a couple ways to view the audit log. Gear, audit log, or we can go to reports and audit log. So we'll go to reports, audit log. Now it wants us, they're asking us to drill down on sales receipt 1001. So we're going to drill down on sales receipt 1001. This year. Let's just see how much longer I have to. Sales receipt. Well, let me just figure that out here. So we are going to go here, audit log. From the audit log, drill down on sales receipt 1001. So let me try that again. Gear. Drill down on receipt 1001. I guess here it is. We can view it right here. Okay. $10.01. Continue with editing a transaction. With the audit log shown, drill down to a transaction that needs editing. The original entry is shown. Sales tax was edited. Let's see, with the audit log shown, the audit log shows everything that was entered. The example is from the auditor's audit log. Yours will differ. The author changed the date from October 15th to October 16th for sales receipt number 1001. The audit log shows that the sales receipt was edited to add sales tax of $152. So basically, what they're doing with the audit log, when you edit a transaction, you can see when it was edited. Another way to drill down is to go to recent transactions and then search, and you can find more. In registers, there's a variety of counts in QuickBooks. Registers are a way to look at transactions and amounts associated with a particular account. In the 101 checking row, link to view register. The bank register appears. Observe that the balance is $48,128.79. Okay. So you can check your progress, or what you can do here is look at the exercises you will need to complete in order to begin Chapter 4. To enter checks and cash sales, use the transaction register on the next page. Cash sales include a 6.1% sales tax. So the transaction register on page 122 also shows the checking account balance. For cash sales, make sure tax field is checked. So you're going to enter these transactions, display the register for account 101. On the dashboard's business overview page, make sure your bank account ending balance also shows, once this is done, $50,823.56. Then you'll continue with exercise 3.2. and you want to check those and then go to your problem solving. So guys, there's a lot to cover, but if you follow along with me, I really think you're going to be fine. Just make sure your numbers match before you move on. Have a good week.